Hi, it's Tracy from Glitter Thumbs, and you might be wondering why I'm starting off by looking at these paints here. I've got a new obsession a little bit. I'm actually getting really involved with face painting, and it can start off to be pretty expensive. I was noticing that a lot of the artists on the YouTube videos that I've been watching have been using these stencils, and I don't mind using stencils occasionally for patterns, but those stencils can be pretty expensive, and that's when my Explore jumps in. Now I will show you later in the tutorial what kind of stencils I was looking at and a lot of the ones that were being used, but with my Explore, I've got to show you, this is so cool. I was able to come up with these great patterned stencils, and this was all cut out with the Explore on acetate. There's a snake skin, there's a cheetah, there's a beehive, a zebra right behind it, some really cool stars, some flowers, and I still have a lot more to do. I have a few of them that I realized that I really want to get. Number one, due to the new Frozen movie that's been out about a year now, I have a feeling a lot of little girls are going to want a lot of snowflakes. So I'm going to start off by making a Paisley, just because I am going to be doing a harvest festival in the future, and I want to make sure I have kind of flowery, kind of a cute little look. And I'll start off with a tutorial as far as how to use the slice feature on the Cricut Explorer in order to make these great stencils, and the results are, or the ideas are just endless. I'm having such a great time with this machine.
So here we are on the Cricut Design Space home screen. And I wanted to show you up on the right side in the tab kind of what these stencils are that I'm trying to model my own designs after. I apologize for the name. I didn't name them, but you can get a general idea as far as what I'm trying to do here. These are stencils that when I click on them, they can show you a little bit of a larger view of what I'm looking at, but just for little face painting stencils. And that's what they look like. They are on a kind of a white plastic. Well, guess what? I only have acetate, so that's what I'm going to be using. So we're going to go back into Design Space and open up a new project. And I know based on what I was looking at with the other stencils that I do want a few shapes. Number one is going to be an oval. And I want two different types of ovals, because I want one oval that's going to be used with my pattern, and then one more of a border oval that will go around and create a really nice clean line around the stencil itself. Now I need a rectangle, so I'm going to go in and grab a rectangle, and that's going to be for that little tab on the side for me to use with a hole punch and use a brad to attach those together so I don't lose them. The last one, I started off saying layout, which was not what I was trying to do. It needs to be an overlay. So I'm going to go ahead and look for an overlay in here, and you'll see how many great stencils I can make out of this. You'll see one of the cheetahs. You'll see daisies. There's a fun one there. All of these guys, the chevron I already did, all of these guys can combine with a slice feature, and this is just so cool. I love that I can do this. $4 a piece for those stencils, up to $8 a piece, and I'm making them myself, and you'll see how fast this is in order to make it work. I'm really, really happy that this slice feature is available. It's going to make my life a lot easier. But there's that Paisley pattern right there that I do want to grab, and I'm going to pull everything up and insert the images. Now I also know that from the description of the stencils that my item needs to be a roughly 5 by 3, and that's a stencil itself that I'm actually covering, so that rectangular part I'm not putting into consideration. So I will be doing a little bit bigger than that, but that way they'll all match and be big enough, and I can play along with it. So I'm adjusting the size of my oval to roughly 3 by 5. Oh, never mind, let's change that. Not 6, I want 5. Okay, so that's what I want to have. I'm going to lay my circle, or my oval, over to the center, and I'm going to kind of place the round outer oval over the top of it, just so that I have it kind of sized accordingly. So here I am, just kind of moving things around, making sure it all works. There we go. And I want to hide it behind because I want to make sure that the red overlaps slightly. One thing, we are going to use the weld feature, and if you don't have things overlapping a little bit, then the weld feature is not going to work so well. So I'm going to kind of line this square up like a little tag, a little rectangle. Now that everything's kind of working, I'm going to take the red and I'm going to get it out of the way, because I will be welding that tab to the outer circle so that they can attach and become one solid piece. So take the red, move it aside. Now I'm going to left click and create a square over both images and click on weld. Look, ta-da! Perfect! Now I'm going to set that aside because now I get to work with the slice feature, which I just love. I'm going to blow this up to be a little bit bigger because I don't want my designs to be too intricate, but I also want it big enough that my circle is going to fit really well behind it, or my oval, excuse me. So I'm going to slide it around until I see it covering a design that I really like, and in this case we'll just go right about here. Select the entire images, no, not the entire ones, the two that are joined, so the paisley pattern and the oval, and guess what? Slice them. What that's going to do is it's going to create the image, the paisley image, and it's going to cut it out in two different versions right behind. Now, one thing that my computer is having issues with is my processor size is too small. I have 1.5 kilobytes, and I'm supposed to have 2.33 with design space. Well, it's a laptop, and I just purchased it, and it's 6 months old, and I can't afford to trade it in and buy a new one right now. So every once in a while, I will have a shockware or a flash player deal, but this is not the case. Do you see how it suddenly turned to that red color? Now, look at that pattern. It's perfect! You can see all three of the different patterns. Number one, the paisley that was not cut out on the left. I can also see from here which of the two stencils I want. Now, just for show and tell, or just for, oh goodness gracious, I can't even think of the word here. Just to show you what could happen. If I choose the wrong stencil, and I place it over the top of this oval and I weld them together because I want it cut as one complete piece. See all those tiny little red dots or the red flowers in the center? It's going to cut them off or cut them out, but they're not going to be connected in any way to the stencil. So when I pull that stencil out after it's been cut, it's going to be the outline of the stencil and possibly some of the outer edges, but all of those white spaces and all of the flowers in the center are going to be completely cut out. It's not going to make a complete stencil. And there's my shockwave plug-in error. It goes away within about 2 seconds, so I don't really mind it, but it's kind of annoying at the same time, so I apologize. Alright, so that doesn't work. So I'm going to undo. Guess what? That's the wrong stencil. So I'm going to delete it and put the right one in. Now it's going to cut perfectly. I'm going to make sure that it's layered by overlapping the green. By doing that, I'm going to make sure that there are no cut lines in the weld when they combine. So I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to click on the weld button. I don't know about you, but I like to count. When that circle happens, I'm usually going 2, 3, 4, because really, you know, it's a very intricate thing that's being done, and it does take time. There's my plugin again, and there it is. So now I can see that this is all going to be connected in a green space, and it's going to be a really pretty little pattern, isn't it? I'm really excited about that. Now my next step is to do some snowflakes, but now you know why I love this slice feature so much. Now the rest of this video is all adjusting the size of my stencil to make sure it matches all the others, but I just wanted to take this time to reiterate again. I'm sure most of you know I love this machine. It has made my life so much easier, and in the long run has really saved me some money, because I've made about 15 of these stencils at $4 a piece. $70 I've saved by doing this, and all it cost me was a little bit of time and some acetate, which was actually quite significantly cheaper than the $80, I must tell you. So with that said, thank you for watching. I did purposely do the step 10 because I know I need to do some additional Inkscape and SVG stuff. So look out for that. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email. You can find my email through Glitter Thumbs, my website, glitterthumbs.com. And you can find tutorials, SVGs, ideas, my blog, photo gallery. And please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It makes me feel good every time I see you guys subscribe. So have a great day and thanks for watching.